got a strong belief that we're never out. You know, a lot of people doubting us, putting ourselves in bad spots, but we're working. We're digging our way out, trying to find ways to win games, and obviously we found a way tonight. Not the recipe to success, but proud of everyone how we found a way tonight.
Anything different you did, because you didn't generate much offense through 40 minutes, but then a lot in the last close to 40. What changed?
Yeah, they're relying heavily on 4D and kind of 9 forwards, and it's tough. Not to say that we're not playing big minutes too, but I thought we just wore them down. They like to absorb pressure. That can be taxing at times, and I thought you saw that tonight. Just kind of wear them down, through the second half of that game, and just stuck with it. A couple huge plays. Bush keeps that puck in, and he scores the goal. Obviously, Leo doing his thing. Yeah, it was a fun win.
Are you sensing this is starting to become a war of attrition, and that you guys can wear them down over 7 games?
I think that's what every team's trying to do in a series, is it not? You're trying to wear the other group down. They're trying to wear us down. I think maybe we're using more guys than they are, which is a positive. Yeah.
Where does the playoff savvy come in now? You guys have been here before. This is not your first rodeo. Like, just being able to, knowing that, not panicking in these situations, and knowing that you have the team to come back.
Well, knowing that things change, understanding that things change. We could have easily gone out there and mailed it in and headed to LA and try to dig our way out, but I thought everyone just dug in. I'm sure there's lots of people doubting us still, but we like it that way. A lot of people counting us out, but we're fighting. We're fighting to beat a good team. They're a great team. They really are, and we're fighting.
Connor, I know that overtime obviously is going to bring something out in everybody, but there's this sense of urgency that you guys get in your game, and even late in that third period. Is there a way to bottle some of that and try and start with it earlier? Is that easier said than done?
Certainly. You'd like to. I felt like they never really had a look. It was just a matter of time. You'd love to play a full 60 minutes that way. You'd love to play the first period that way. Ultimately, it's not how things go. I would like to have a better start, obviously. Don't want to have to keep digging ourselves out of, 2, 3, 4 goal leads. But it's good that we've shown them that we can. We're a tough group to close out in games. We got some good players that make plays coming down the stretch.
Connor, if they say that the series doesn't start until the road team wins a game, is there a way to take what happened tonight, the way you guys played tonight, and turn it into a road win there? Can you win in that building the same way you just won 2 here?
We believe we can win in any building. That building, whatever building, we believe we can win. Go in every night thinking we can win. There's definitely things we can take from tonight to carry to LA. We keep saying if we just don't make the mistake, if we don't beat ourselves, we got a real chance to win. But it seems to be easier said than done right now.
You've won some big games in that building. Do you feel like that's a place that you welcome going in there and playing a big, important game again? You played some before.
Yeah, it's fun. That's what the playoffs are all about. Going and winning a big road game. That's coming together. That's what special groups do. And obviously, we're trying to go win a big game in a tough building, an environment that they really thrive in. So it'll be an uphill battle, but I got nothing but belief in this group.
Connor, can you speak to kind of gamer Corey Perry?
He's a gamer. He's been doing it forever. Yeah, just never stops. It's unbelievable, impressive to see. Wins battles, wins another battle there in overtime in front, and just rangy, great hands, smart. Can't say enough good things about him.
About Bouchard, when you're picking that many spots as often as he does on a one-timer, it's pretty difficult. It's not just like he varies. He's constantly picking spots and beating goalies from distance.
You have to ask him about that. I don't know. I had 7 shots, not many dangerous ones, so I got to ask him too. But he's finding ways to score goals back there. It's been fun to watch over the years. He's a special player offensively. Shot is great, makes good plays with the puck. Yeah, 2 big ones tonight.
A lot of people counting you guys out. Just thought on the resiliency of this group.
Well, that's what this team is. Nothing's ever easy, and we keep battling, we keep pushing, and we found a way to tie the game, and then found a way to end it in overtime. And big guys make big plays at right times.
What's the right way to try and bottle some of that intensity and sense of urgency that you had late in the third and in overtime, and try and bring some of that earlier in the games?
Yeah, that's a goal. That'd be a good plan, I guess. But they put a lot of pressure on us early, and we found a way to push back and fight back. And
Do you think you wore down their defense? They're only playing 4 defensemen.
I mean, we just keep putting the puck in, keep going to work, and it doesn't matter who's on the ice. We play the same way over and over again, and it's starting to pay off.
And your goal, I know it happened fast. Can you tell us your thought process? Puck in the air, like what was?
Yeah, I didn't score in the backhand. Puck was there. I hit it, put it in the net.
What were you thinking? Like tip it just to keep it alive out of the air, or maybe whack it in?
It all happened so fast. I don't know. It just instinct, and I saw the puck playing there and on the goal line after I hit it. Just banged it in.
When you win as many key battles that you do, as key times, it's not just luck. So what do you attribute your ability to win key battles? How do you go about it? How do you win?
I don't know. It's playoffs. The ice starts to shrink, and everything gets magnified. And if you don't win those battles, it goes the other way. You take pride in that, and that's the way I've always played.
You've been on lots of good teams and have dominant times. It was like in the overtime period, you guys just kept coming and coming and coming. LA's tossed it out, changing it, and you guys were coming again. Did you feel, as dominant as it looked from upstairs?
We knew we were rolling the lines over pretty quick, and we kept putting the puck in the same positions and getting the pucks back, winning a few battles, and it might look like that, but it takes work to do that. It takes winning battles to do all that stuff. So give credit to a lot of guys.
Corey, on the line, with them playing 9 and 4, is it starting to feel like a war of attrition? Are you guys sensing that you're able to start wearing them down, and you think you can over a 7-game series?
I mean, that's why they call it a 7-game series, right? You just keep doing the right things, and keep trying to wear the other team down. And, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I don't know how many guys are playing. It doesn't matter to us. We roll our 4 lines. We keep putting the puck in and win our individual battles, and bigger things happen for us.
How much do you enjoy playoffs compared to regular season? You played 220 playoff games.
I mean, there's no better time to play. April, May, and June, and this is what you dream of as a kid. This is why we play the game. This is exciting. You hear that building, and you see the excitement on the guys in here, and you just play for one another. We're a family in here, and that's what you do.
What's it gonna take to win that game 5 at home and try and close it out here?
I mean, it's just the same way we played the last half of that game. Put pucks in, get under D, do all those little things. Start from our net out, defend our net, and go from there. And that we'll be okay.
They always say, Captain Will used to say, you play playoff games, it's like 2 games to 1 in the regular season. You played 220, that's almost like 6 seasons. 6 seasons. That's a lot of playoff games.
Yeah, but it's fun, man. I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything. And I've been fortunate to be on some deep runs, some good teams, and it's. Like I said earlier, this is why we play the game. This is what it's all about.
Third period, and Connor was talking about how so many people have counted you guys out, and you just keep coming.
Yeah, I think that's our identity in here. We've built that years ago. That's a mentality that we have, that we're never going to quit no matter what. And obviously we've shown that in the series so far. Maybe a little bit too much. We got to find a way to play with a lead and play that type of game as well, because we're good at that as well, and we need to prove that and show that. So obviously it shows a lot of character, and we can be really proud of that, but you don't want to do that every night.
And Evan, can you just give us a thought on that, believe, like at the third period, you guys, what changed in your opinion, that third period and overtime, you guys were all over them?
Yeah, I think it's the no quit, the belief we have. I think, like Leo was saying, yeah, we were keeping things simple. We were playing fast, getting it in on them, and our forecheck went to work in the third period and overtime.
I guess it could be a question for the both of you. The power play didn't score a goal in the first 2 games. You have 4 now in the last 2 games. Can you kind of talk about your power play and maybe what's changed? Not
much. We've had lots of looks in the first 2 nights that we played them. Lots of chances that could have gone in or were close, and we weren't maybe just as sharp and connecting on those. So the last 2 nights, obviously, we bear down, and yeah, we're looking to continue that.
From up top, it looked like in overtime you were starting to wear them down. Did it feel like that in the overtime to you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it felt like we were playing into that direction an awful lot. So I thought we played a really solid overtime. It was good, and obviously, yeah, big win for us.
Leon, you scored a lot of goals in your career, but that's your first playoff overtime winner. Is that number 1 now for you?
Yeah, probably. I would put it number 1. It's probably the most important goal to this date that I've scored in my career. So hopefully there's a couple more to come that are even more important, but I'll take that for now.
Evan, that's consecutive games for you, 2 goals, and obviously huge in the third period. Can you take us through the game tying goal for you? And it obviously looks like you pick this spot before you even shoot it, like you know where you're going, kind of before you even release it.
Not necessarily, no. This team's doing a good job getting in the shooting lanes all around. It was, we were working them. We kept the puck in. We won 50-50 battles. When that puck came up, I knew I just had to hit the net, give us a chance to, get the rebound if there's one.
Leon, some of your best hockey in this series as a group has been when you're down a goal or 2, when you're fighting your way back in, that overtime as well. Is there a way for you guys to try and find that a little bit sooner or bring that to the start of a game? Is that easier said than done, or can you do it?
Oh, we can certainly do it, but certainly something that we have to look at and start doing a little bit more, because chasing games, especially against a team that's so rehearsed as they are, that can get to you after a while. So like I said earlier, just looking to play with the lead a little bit more and bring that urgency that we brought the last 30 minutes.
Evan, if you think about your team, in that overtime and when you're battling back versus maybe some of the starts that you've had, what's the difference, you think, in the way you guys are playing and going about it?
I think 50-50 battles were a huge thing. We were winning them the third period, overtime. We were also skating too. We weren't shooting ourselves in the foot like we did in the first and second period. We kept things simple and stuck to a game plan in the third and overtime.
Leon, Connor noted right after the game that they're playing 9 and 4 a lot, 9 forwards, 4 defensemen, that you could wear them down. That happened tonight. Are you sensing this could become a war of attrition, and do you think you're in better shape to be able to handle that?
Well, I mean, certainly they play 4D and 9 forwards an awful lot. And the longer this goes, we got to continue to chip away at it and make it hard on them if that's the game they want to play. So I don't know if it's in our favor, but we got to make sure that we do the little things and make it hard on them.
How a playoff series is 2 teams. Your styles are completely different, you and LA, battling to see how we're going to play the game. Whose style is going to command this game? This one was split right down the middle, it looked like. What's the key for you guys? What do you do to turn it your way? How do you steal more minutes in your style than you have?
Well, that's what happens in the playoffs, right? That's you have 2 really good teams that play 2 very different ways, and at the end of the day, it's going to come down to who has better details and who finds their rhythm better, and that's what every series comes down to at the end of the day. Obviously, our systems are very different, so I think it's a little bit more noticeable maybe to the outside eye.
Yeah. Do you guys have won some huge road games in LA in your time, but not lately. what does, sort of what has to happen here to go in? And you got to get something in there. You got to win a game in there.
Yeah, we got to win one game in LA. Go to LA tomorrow and focus on the things we did really well tonight and the last couple nights, and try to bring that early, often, and go from there.
Leon, can you speak to what kind of a gamer Corey Perry is?
Well, I mean, what can you say? Like, he's just elite. Like, he's nearly 40 years old, and he has an impact on every single game. Like, it's incredible. He's one of the smartest hockey players that I've ever seen. He's so unique in the way he thinks and plays the game that I honestly feel like he could play till he's 50, just because of his brain. And we'll see if the boots, keep up there. But I mean, he's just he's just a gamer. He just knows how to play the game.
Thank you.
Leon, this has been brought up in the last couple of days, but just even in just extending this series, this team bought itself time to get your game back together, given the number of guys who are out of the lineup.
Yeah, with every game, we're going to find a little bit more from each and every guy, right? Freddie, Kaner, even the other guys that missed some time at the end of the year. So the longer we can drag this out, I think it'll benefit us.
Do you mind just kind of, when you talk about Corey, and what does he do that's so smart for you that you see that allows him to have that success, despite being a speedster?
He just reads the play before it happens, and he knows exactly how to maneuver himself into situations to be successful. He plays on the fourth line, he's successful. He plays with Connor and I, he's successful. Those guys are hard to come by, and he can truly play any type of game, and he just understands what he needs to do to put himself in good situations. But I think what with him doesn't get noticed, he puts other people in good situations, right? He puts Connor and me in good situations because he demands a lot of attention through what he's done in his career and what he's continuing to do.
50. What kind of changed in the third period, partway through the second? What kind of, in your opinion, turned the tide?
Well, a couple of things. One, I thought we were executed with the puck a lot better, so we were able to just transport up the ice a little more, spend a lot more time in the offensive zone. But also, like, realistically, you have to look at we're fresher, we're faster. Just with the amount of minutes our guys are playing compared to theirs, they're just hopefully that we can hopefully take it over. Like you saw it in overtime, how much faster and quicker we were, but just a lot less minutes, a lot less wear and tear. But you have to get to that point, and we almost didn't.
You did not allow a power play goal for the first time in this series. What did you see from your penalty kill that you felt helped you guys to do that?
It was nice. Mark Stewart, who is a penalty kill coach, it was his birthday today, so it's a great gift for him tonight. I think the guys executed really well. We made some changes. One, Bouchard getting out there on the kill. Hyman and McDavid a little bit out there also. But, you need some saves. Picks made some saves, which made a huge difference. But I think I think one thing maybe was different maybe than previously was I think their execution of our clears. When you don't get your clears and the other team gets another opportunity, you're tired. And, I believe we scored one goal tonight like that on a failed clear, and it just gives your power play another opportunity. The other team's tired, or, if we don't get the clear, we're tired, whatever it is. But, I think maybe that was a little bit of it.
Chris, over here. Can you give us a thought on just the resiliency of your group? You were counted out in game one, you were counted out in game three. Some people are counting you guys out tonight. Just the resiliency of this group to just never give up, keep fighting, and get result like you did tonight.
Yeah, they're a hungry, desperate team. Like, they never give up. And, it didn't look very good. We were the we're the second best team in the first half of the game. Absolutely, we did not execute very well. They outplayed us, and we stepped it up. And obviously, the guys who stepped it up, I think our team did overall, but absolutely our best players did. McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard, the plays that they made tonight, then everyone else carried it. It was a good team effort the last second half of the game.
Is it, when you have self-inflicted wounds, like maybe you'd have had in the series, some giveaways, some bad plays with the puck, does it make it even harder to kind of get over those? Or how does that, the mentality think, or do you guys think if we just clean up our game, we'd be in a good spot?
Yeah, it's not that easy just to clean it up. There's always going to be turnovers. They play a good game that you're going to force into making mistakes. It's just not that easy to say never make a mistake, because we got to play our game, and our game is, moving the puck up, making good passes, and not just a chip and chase. So there's a balance on how you need to play. But yeah, hopefully our guys, with what they've gone through, especially in the past, about the adversity of the playoffs and how difficult it is and what you need to do to overcome. And one game you're bad, next game you have to bring it again. So, I think we're okay with when a mistake happens, we let it go and continue on.
Chris, how do you maybe get to that high-end game faster? Maybe access it before you're down a couple of goals or scrapping for your lives? And how do you think you get there quicker?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, it's not always just about us. We got to give the LA Kings a lot of credit for holding us back to playing our best early in games. In Game 3, I certainly thought we came out really well. We had a 2-0 lead, and then it kind of faded. Tonight was definitely not the case. And, ideally, you have a solid 60 minutes right from the puck drop right to the end of the buzzer. It's not going to be that easy. I don't have any answers right now.
How impressed were you with the details in your game in overtime? Like, guys seem pretty sure-handed, and the decisions seemed, for the most part, pretty solid in pressure moments.
Absolutely. I think the confidence was there. If you have the confidence, you can make those plays. No jitters. But I think it was also a lot of the emotion after, tying it up late, going into overtime. When you're the team that scores late, you have that, I don't want to say upper hand. But we just we wanted to be aggressive. The message in between periods was we're fresher. We have better legs just because of our the amount of minutes that guys had played, and they've got a lot of guys who are heavy minutes. So we wanted to use that to our advantage. And if we were playing slow and just sitting back, there's no advantage for us. So we wanted to come out and be aggressive, and the guys certainly did throughout the overtime.
Chris, can you speak to what kind of a gamer Corey Perry is?
Corey's been playing really well all season. I think he's, he'd probably get angry at me for saying he's exceeded expectations. 19 goals in the regular season, playing mostly fourth line, very little power play on the first unit. It was a really good season for a guy. And he's just continued to get even better throughout the playoffs. And we, last year, not that he had a bad playoff, but, the goal scoring wasn't there as it is now. And just, we've been very fortunate that Corey has been playing as well as he has. And not only scoring goals and contributing on the ice, but just the veteran leadership that he provides our team.
You've used that word fresher a couple of times. Do you think that will give you the kind of the best opportunity here to win maybe a war of attrition over a best-of-7 series?
No, because I think it resets after every game. It's, we were joking that we'd prefer to play back-to-back, but, of course we don't. I think it's a new game next game. They're going to sleep and rest up, and they've got a travel day. We've got a travel day. I think it's important that, they do defend well and they come out strong early. And we got to make sure that we don't fall back behind, because it's pretty tough to overcome a deficit against a really good defensive team like LA is. Especially, anyways, we got to come out better.
Chris, can you explain your understanding of what's the rule on face-offs? Guys getting kicked out all the time. Do you know what the actual rule is?
There's many parts of the rules. The centerman, the wingers tossing out. If anyone encroaches into the face-off dot, whether it's whoever's putting the stick down or one of the wingers jumps in, if they're doing it before that puck drops, that's the offending team gets kicked out. But after icings, teams get warnings, so the centerman doesn't get kicked out. So I don't know, does that answer your question?
A little bit, because it just seems you see a guy jump and then they let him stay, and then the next time he jumps and he doesn't.
It's extremely difficult because I've watched face-offs in slow motion and I can't tell exactly who was the person who had the infraction, because those sticks are coming so fast. And we probably lead the NHL in centermen getting kicked out of face-offs. And tonight was probably a season high.